Hi, my name is Kev Robertson. I'm a director of photography and I specialize in filming documentaries. Right now I have two FX9s, two FX6s and an FX3. And I just added the Burano a few months ago on top of that. Perfectly fit with everything that I have already in terms of lenses and tripods because of the weight, because I don't need a heavier tripod. The way that I describe the Burano sensor compared to the cameras of a similar size and price point is that the images are glossy and velvety, particularly in the blacks, that you associate with major motion pictures. It's hard to even articulate into words because cameras become a very personal thing to DPs. To be able to have in the same camera, a camera that comes out, oh, it's just like an upgraded FX9, don't worry about it, to, oh no, you want to use this. Like there's not another camera now that I go to. I don't have, oh, if they had more money or they want, there's not. I'm at the top floor. I love to go on a tiny little underfunded BBC shoot where nobody's interested and arrive with top floor. Like when I walk onto set now, I've got the best camera, the best lenses, and the best light. There isn't better. There's not on this planet. There are not better. So that gives you a feeling of like, well, okay. I mean, I guess I could screw it up, but the gear's fine. the gear's the top floor. The resolution and image quality are what bring you to that. Unquestionably, I don't want to be anywhere else. The in-body stabilization was not something that I ever really thought, oh, I need that in my cinema camera. It just hadn't really occurred to me. And so when I tested it on the Burano, I was utterly blown away. I'd never seen image stabilization like it because I can't make it lag. I can't. So I can put it on. There's not a point where I have to accommodate for it being on. It just smooths out what I'm doing. So I never, like even if I quickly move, I can't see it trying to catch up and do its little thing, which is so awful. If it did that, I wouldn't use it. Because it doesn't do that, I can then use it in situations where I'm just on a longer lens. And this is a process I called riding off into the sunset. Preset the camera, knowing that we're going to do that. And so I'll have ND in on the variable ND. And I'll have my Hudson Spider at about 60 or 70%, knowing that we're going to come all the way down. And I'm just going to ride the ND, and I'm going to ride the Hudson Spider. Every question, before the answer, I make a little adjustment, and I can do it all from right here on my controls, and then and I can just ride down. I've ridden as low as 7% on my key light, down to 7%, from 70 to 7, and everything, because the ratios in the room all change. The significance of that can't be overstressed, because if you have somebody and they are now on their own time doing something for the BBC just because they want to talk about it, you do not want to be stopping and starting, I need to relight. You do not want to be, can we come back and do it again tomorrow? You want to be going until everyone in the room goes like, I guess it's dark now. Stop recording. And until that moment, I can see what's going on in the interview. The variable ND allows me to do that. And something that allows me to do that is like gold. The size of the Burano body is perfect because it's the right size and the right weight that I can build it out to a point where it's just built out to how I like it. And it can slim down to very small, but you wouldn't want it much smaller. The thing that I like that's the biggest change from the FX9 that I really notice is the layout of the viewfinder and where the buttons are there, which I absolutely love. So for example, the fact that I can do peaking and zebras right here, where the viewfinder is, and I don't have to go to somewhere else, is so much more intuitive, because when you're looking at something, you're like, I'm looking, it should be near my eye, because I'm looking. The Burano is the best documentary camera I've ever owned or used because of many things coming together in one great design. The right size, it's the right shape, it's got the right weatherproofing, it's got the right cooling system, it's got the right battery draw, it's got the right lens mount, in the sense that I can put many lenses on. I'm not stuck with one manufacturer. The battery draw is very small, so I can carry a small amount of batteries. It fits on my shoulder really nicely, and it makes amazing images. So, and I only need to own one. I don't need to have a camera for the high-end images and a camera. It can do everything that I do in my world can be done on this. To the point where if somebody has a project that's big and they want something really fancy and they didn't want it, I would be like, well, you don't want me, because I don't know what you're seeing that I'm not seeing. You're in a different sphere than I am, because this is everything. This is shooting cinema quality images in a tiny little body that has also got stabilization, and I can use all my vintage lenses. So it's a whole bunch of things that just come together and make it the perfect camera, a single user documentary camera called the Burano that fit perfectly into my world. That's unusual. So, that you can have one camera that,
It worked out.
yeah, it worked out.